Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams channel, and welcome to another video. Before I start, I know you all are saying, what did you do to your hair? And I tried to dye it teal, but it came out green. So this is what my hair looks like for the moment. So I'm trying to bear with it myself, honestly. But as I'm sure you're all aware, recently we just lost a pro wrestler to this community and to a lot of people who don't watch wrestling, a co-star for Terrace House on Netflix that was Hana Kimura. 22 years old, had her whole life ahead of her. It was a very sad day, and I know a lot of you some of you are probably here from my video I did on Hana Kimura. I did a video called My Experience Meeting Hana Kimura Before Her Passing, where I talked about meeting her in Japan and seeing her in the Tokyo Dome and whatnot, and it was a very emotional video, and I advise if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. And this might be just as emotional because I feel like a debt of gratitude is in me to kind of bring more awareness to Stardom and these women in this time, with Hana Kimura now being gone and Stardom kind of not having anything going on with the pandemic and everything. I feel like more than ever we should really give our love and support to these women, and one way I wanted to show that was for you guys, if you guys have not seen it, and it's free to watch on YouTube, to watch the entire show. But I know to a lot of you who may have come here because you don't know anything about Hana Kimura, you don't know what she's about in the ring, and I figured one way we could do that is to watch her final pro wrestling match ever, and that was against Mayu Iwatani in the Cinderella tournament. Now, Stardom does this thing called a Cinderella tournament every single year, where 16 women go off against each other in a single elimination bracket. You can win by pinfall, submission, or over the top rope elimination, and the winner is crowned the Cinderella tournament winner. They get a dress and a crown, and they get one wish, and that wish could be anything within the confines of the wrestling industry in their little company. And Hana Kimura was the main event of that show. This was Stardom's, not her first, I think it was their second pro wrestling show that they ever live streamed on YouTube. I did a live reaction to their first one. I did not do a live reaction to this one because I watched it with my friend Dane when it went live, and we did a review of that show. You guys can also check that out in the description down below. But on this video, I have not watched the match since then, so I don't know. I feel like I might get emotional watching this match, but I feel like it's for the better. You know, I kind of haven't really had the chance to check out any of her matches since everything has happened. If you guys can tell, it's not a picture for right here. It's gonna stay there for a long time. I figured I want to carry on with Hana's intentions for joining Terrace House, and that was to get more people interested in pro wrestling. And for that, I want to make sure that you guys all saw how she was in a ring and how she performed. So that being said, let's get into Hana Kimura's final match ever against Mayu Iwatani in the opening round of the Cinderella tournament. Here it is. This was the main event of the show too. So for those of you who may not be familiar, Hana Kimura is the leader of a faction called Tokyo Cyber Squad, and Mayu Iwatani is the leader of a faction called Stars. And a lot of these factions in Stardom kind of go head to head with each other, and that's really the driving force behind this promotion. And there she is, my God, guys. When I tell you Hana Kimura was just so different than really any female pro wrestler I've seen in any company, she really is. From the hair to the attire to the way she carried herself, like, she honestly and truly stood out the most. And yes, you could also say it was because of her appeal and how she looks. She's a very beautiful woman. Now, mind you, one of the big things about this match is that these two women fought against each other in the Tokyo Dome. Wrestle Kingdom is the biggest show of the year in Japan, and they got to open the show. Now, the match was not televised, but they got to say they were the first woman to compete in the Tokyo Dome in, I think, over 20 years. It's a big feat for these two women. And there is the World of Stardom champion Mayu Iwatani, who is the what we like to call in the pro wrestling world the ace of her promotion, which means, like, you know, top girl. She is the top featured talent in all of the wrestling business. She honestly is one of the better wrestlers, if not the best wrestler in the whole promotion. This was taped back in March. It shocks me that the people in the crowd, they are totally not social distancing. At least that whole first row. These guys are shoulder to shoulder, and they got masks on, mind you. And that's the culture in Japan, is that these people, even before all this happened, they wear masks if they're sick or if they want to protect themselves. So it's not a newfound thing over there, but the fact that nobody's spread out whatsoever, that's kind of... See, now Hana's considered like the heel, which is the bad guy, which is pretty odd for her to want to shake Mayu's hand. Oh! See, I should have known nothing. I should have expected nothing less from Hana, of course. So as I was saying, Hana Kimura is considered the bad guy, bad girl, of course, of this match, which is the terminology pressing. Oh, she tried to count. Oh, that was so cool. One thing you'll notice when you're watching a Stardom match is that the women tend to scream a lot, and that's kind of their way of conveying pain. Of course, that's the way of conveying pain. But one of the things about professional wrestling is that they tell stories, so that's how we convey it, at least. And one of the things that you got to do is you got to be able to convey what's going on and the struggle through facial expressions. And another way to do that is through, yelling, screaming. Even Mayu screaming as she's not being hurt right now. Like, that's one of the things that they do, and I feel like both women are executing that very well in this match. Oh, she caught her! She go for a powerbomb? Oh, wait! Oh, she almost threw her out. Now, the one thing I said earlier is that you could win this match by throwing your opponent over the top rope, and they have to land on the floor. Now, that's one way she tried to win the match, was by throwing over the top rope. I forgot about that powerbomb spot, though. That was really dangerous. What? That was so unique. Now, one thing you'll notice about Stardom is that, unlike a lot of other female wrestling promotions in America, or really any male or wrestling female promotion, they hit each other very hard. Now, that is the Japanese style that they call strong style, or pure wrestle, is a... contact wrestling, like full-on elbows to the neck, or punches to the face, or kicks that you can really hear. That's one thing that they do a lot in Stardom and many other Japanese promotions that you should definitely look out for. And that's not to say this is an MMA fight. Not every single thing is going to look realistic, because every single thing that they do is not necessarily real. But it's more hard-hitting than any other wrestling you'll see in really WWE or AEW, any promotion you may have heard about in the States. Wait, suplex? Oh, take that. Oh, wait to it. Is that a guillotine? Oh, she's got a guillotine. See, that was such a smooth transition into a submission here, which is a pretty real submission. You could make someone pass out with that guillotine lock. Oh, damn, that took a lot of strength to do. Damn, oh my god. The one thing about professional wrestling is, even though you're doing a move to your opponent, the other opponent has to do what we call selling, which is where you have to make the move look more impactful than it actually was. And Mayu is like one of the best sellers in pro wrestling. Here's Hana's finisher. Oh my, that is like the best thing. It's like a normal octopus stretch she does, but she falls down so that way she's stretching out not only your arm, but she's stretching your neck forward while pulling your leg out from under you. Now, how Mayu's kind of escaping from this is rolling to the ropes. But Hana immediately transitioned into another version of her submission, which is just so swift and so clean. Boot. Oh, missed it. Ooh. Oh! Oh my god. Mayu does the best German suplexes. See, now one thing you should know about these women is that when it comes to suplexes, particularly the German, they tend to do this thing called a bridge, where they don't release you. They kind of just land on their neck and just keep you there for a pin. I think Mayu's going for a finisher, which is a moonsault. Which I think all of you know what a moonsault is. A backflip, right? So Hana's going to try doing this on a top rope, which is a really bad idea. That is a horrible idea. Because she can... which is just... It's just an octopus stretch on the top rope. Wait a minute! Oh my god! Oh my god! See, this is the second time I've seen this match, but that looked like it still really hurt. That was the end of the match. So basically, both women went over the top rope, so they're both eliminated. which makes this match a no contest. So technically, Hana didn't win nor lose her last match, and neither did Mayu. Mayu's still wrestling. She's the world champion over there. But Hana didn't win or lose her match. And yeah, that was Hana Kimura's final match in Stardom, just ever. She's no longer with us anymore. She took her life. I don't really want to get into why she did or any of that kind of stuff. I'm sure you all could look it up and know exactly why she did. But yeah, I hope if you have never seen a wrestling match before, if you've never seen Hana Kimura wrestle, you've been educated at least a little bit on why she was so passionate about what she does, and it gave you more insight into wrestling fans, just how they perceive all of this. And if you are a wrestling fan and you just clicked on this video to see Hana's last match because maybe you haven't already, I hope this was in a way therapeutic to you, or it hit you somewhere and you knew why she was just so good at what she did. And that was the point of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys liked it. Please, if you don't like and you don't subscribe, share this video, because Hana Kimura wanted people to get interested in pro wrestling, and I want to make sure that her message gets across. So please share this video, whether it be on Facebook, on Twitter, on Reddit, social media, with your friend, anybody. Make sure people know what Hana Kimura was like in a wrestling ring. That being said, that's all I have to say. I love you guys always, and I will see you all later for whatever next video I make. Oh, and before I go, please do yourself a favor and go support all the women of Stardom. Link in the description to Stardom World, which is their streaming service, and their YouTube channel. You can watch all the stuff they've been up to lately. I'm out of here. Peace out.